Namaste. Today we are going to talk about how to ask questions in Hindi. In this lesson, we're going to focus on two question words, kitna and kitne. Again, kitna and kitne. They sound very similar, but they're different. Kitna means how much, and kitne means how many. Let's say that again. Kitna means how much, kitne means how many. So what's the difference between how much and how many? How much is used for things that we cannot count, things that are uncountable. And how many is used for things that are countable. Let's look at some examples. How much time will the meeting take? Is time something you can count? Yes or no? No. We can count units of time, like seconds, minutes, and hours, but can we count time itself? No. So for time, would we use kitna or kitne? Well, remember, kitna means how much, and it's used for things that are uncountable, and kitne means how many, and it's used for things that are countable. So here we were talking about time, and we said time is not countable. So would it be kitna or kitne? It would be kitna. Now let's look at another example. How many hours will we be at the amusement park? Can we count hours? Yes. So would it be kitna or kitne? It would be kitne, right? Because we can count it. Remember, kitna is how much, and for things that are uncountable, and kitne is how many, and used for things that are countable. So time is uncountable, but units of time are countable. So when we say how much time will the meeting take, we would say kitna. But how many hours will we be at the amusement park? We say kitne. Let's look at another example. How much do you love mama? How much do you love papa? Is it this much? To the moon and back? To infinity and beyond? You can't count it, right? So when asking how much do you love mama or papa, would you say kitna pyar hai or kitne pyar hai? Would you say kitna pyar hai or kitne pyar hai? What do you think? We would say kitna pyar, right? We would say kitna pyar hai because we can't count love. Let's practice more. And again, one more time, I'm showing you the chart. Kitna is how much, and it's uncountable. Kitne is how many, and it's countable. Let's say you're at a birthday party and someone asks, how much cake would you like? Can you count cake? No. So would it be kitna or kitne? Kitna, right? Because you can't count cake. Now, you can count slices of cake. So if I asked how many slices would you like, then it would be kitne slices chahiye, because you can count the number of slices, but you can't count cake itself. So if somebody says, how much cake would you like? We would say kitna cake chahiye, kitna cake chahiye. But if somebody said, how many slices would you like? Kitne cake ki slices chahiye, kitne cake ki slices chahiye. Here's another example. How many dollars does this dress cost? Can you count dollars? Yes, of course. So would it be kitna or kitne? Kitne, right? Because you can count how many dollars this dress costs. How much time do you need to decorate for the party? Again, think back, we did an example with time already. Can you count time? No. You can count seconds, minutes, and hours, but those are units of time. But you can't count time itself. So we would say kitna time chahiye. Kitna time chahiye. How much time would you like? How much air is there? Can you count air? No. Like time, you can count units of air like a gallon of air, but can you count air itself? Nope. So is it kitna or kitne? It would be kitna. How many hours is the show? Can you count hours? Yes, of course. So is it kitna or kitne? Kitne. How much sugar do you need to make the cake? Can you count sugar? No. So is it kitna or kitne? It's kitna. How many monkeys are there? Can you count them? Yep. So is it kitna or kitne? Kitne. How much rice did you make? Can you count rice? Well, technically you can count each grain of rice, but in real life, is anyone ever going to do that? Have you ever seen your mom or dad count each grain of rice while making rice at home? No. So would we use kitna or kitne? We would say kitna. And also I want to go back to our example of the sugar. So the sugar was the same thing, okay? With the sugar example was how much sugar do you need to make the cake? So same thing, I guess technically, yes, you could count each grain of sugar, but in reality, is anyone ever gonna do that? No. So we say kitna instead of kitne, okay? All right, now that we've done some practice problems, what else can we observe that is different between kitna and kitne? When we use the word kitna, we use it with singular nouns. And kitne is used with plural nouns. What do singular and plural mean? Singular means one, and plural means more than one. In this picture, on the left, we have one shoe, singular. And on the right, we have 3 shoes, plural. So again, kitna is used with singular nouns and kitne with plural nouns. Let's look at another example. Crayon and crayons. Crayon is singular, one crayon, and crayons is plural, more than one. So let's look at some examples to decide if it makes sense as plural or singular. Do we say how much water is in the ocean or how many waters are in the ocean? We say how much water, right? We would never say how many waters. That doesn't make sense. And is water countable or uncountable? Water is not something we can count. So is it kitna or kitne? It'll be kitna because water is not countable. And remember, we're talking about water. We're not talking about glasses of water or a cup of water, okay? We're talking just about water. But if we asked about a cup of water or a gallon of water or a glass of water, that is something that we can count because now we're counting cups or gallons or glasses, not water. Okay, so make sure you understand that distinction. Do we say how much rice is in the bag or how many rices are in the bag? We say how much rice, right? And is rice countable? Nope, we already talked about this. Rice is not countable, so is it kitna or kitne? It's kitna. Do we say how much oil is in the barrel or how many oils are in the barrel? We say oil in the barrel, right? How much oil in the barrel? And is oil countable or uncountable? It's not countable. Just like water, oil is not countable either. So is it kitna or kitne? It's kitna. Do we say how much air is in the tank or how many airs are in the tank? We say how much air, right? And is air countable or uncountable? It's also uncountable. So it's kitna or kitne? It's kitna. Would we say how many sugars would you like in your chai? Or how much sugar would you like in your chai? We say how much sugar, right? Because sugar is not countable. But what if I was serving chai and asked how many spoons of sugar would you like? Then would it be correct to say how much spoons of sugar or how many spoons? We would say how many spoons of sugar because spoons are countable. So when we ask about spoons of sugar, we would say kitne. Or what if I was serving sugar cubes? Have you ever seen sugar cubes before? If I was serving sugar cubes instead of loose sugar, then would it make sense to say how much sugar? How much sugar cubes or how many sugar cubes? How many sugar cubes, right? Because cubes are something we can count. And in that case, would it be kitna or kitne? It would be kitne. Now, would you say how much dress or how many dresses are there? How much dress are there or how many dresses are there? How many dresses, right? Dresses are countable. So would it be kitna or kitne? Kitne. Would we say how much superheroes are there or how many superheroes are there? How many, right? So is this kitna or kitne? It's kitne. Would we say how many cars are there or how much cars are there? We would say how many, right? So is this kitna or kitne? It's kitne. Would we say how many princesses are there or how much princesses are there? We would say how many, right? So is this kitna or kitne? It's kitne. Now let's create full question sentences in Hindi. How would we say how many superheroes are there? First, decide would it be kitna or kitne? If you said kitne, very good. And now put it together in a full Hindi sentence. How do we say how many superheroes are there? We would say superheroes kitne hain. Superheroes kitne hain. All right, let's do this one. How many dresses are there? How many dresses are there? How would we say this in Hindi? The way we say dress in Hindi, we can either say frock or poshak. So we'd say frock kitne hain. Frock kitne hain. Kitne because we can count. Frock kitne hain or kitne dresses hain. You can say either one or dresses kitne hain. All right, how would we say how much cake would you like? First, would it be kitna or kitne? How much cake would you like? It would be kitna, right? So then we would say kitna cake chahiye. Kitna cake chahiye. How much cake would you like? How would we say how much water is in the swimming pool? Would it be kitna or kitne? It would be kitna. Pool mein kitna pani hai? Pool mein kitna pani hai? How much water is in the pool? What if I change the question to how many gallons of water are in the swimming pool? Now would it be kitna or kitne? It would be kitne, right? Because now we're asking about gallons and that's something we can count. So we would say pool mein kitne gallon pani ke hain? Pool mein kitne gallon pani ke hain? Because again, we're talking about gallons of water, all right? Let's review one last time. What does kitna mean? How much? And what does kitne mean? How many? And remember, kitna is used for things that are uncountable and kitne is used for things that are countable. And here's a recap of all the question words in Hindi. Like kaun, who, kya, what, kahan, where, kab, when, kyun, why, kaise, how, kitna, how much, kitne, how many. Those are the two that we did today, kitna and kitne. Kaun sa, which, and kiska, whose. And we're going to be covering all of them in our classes. We've already talked about many of them. We've got a few more to go. So really good work today. Dhanyavad for listening. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in class.